Okay, we're going to flip the script today. Go ahead, Ashton. Welcome us to the show.
Welcome to the Live Life by Design podcast. My name is Ashton Buswell, not your host. I'm here with the host, Jeff Mendez. Thanks for being here, Jeff.
And welcome to my guest, Ashton Buswell. So thanks for being here today. You flew in from California to be on the show. Much appreciated.
You got it.
This is a long time coming. When did we first meet, by the way? Let's start there. What year?
We met in 2005. I think it was January or February 2005.
In what city? Or no.
It was at a retreat.
We met at a retreat, and then we spent some time in Kansas City, was it?
And then, yeah, my first summer selling was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And first person to take me out on the doors, knocking doors, this guy right here.
And look.
Look
at what it's become. So let's talk about that first interaction, the first day, and let's go from there.
Okay, sweet. So first, my personality is get right into it kind of personality. That day that
Which is why you did the intro for the show.
Yeah, get right into it. I landed in Kansas City. I didn't unpack my bags, and we were like, let's go. And I was all about it. I was all about like, let's just get in the field.
Was I saying let's go, or were you saying let's go, or were we both saying
probably
let's
both?
go?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably both.
That's my personality too.
Yeah, probably both. And to get the team, like, hey, let's get everybody going. This would be a great opportunity to show them, that we just get after it. So there was a car group. I can't remember how many people were in our car, but you dropped off a couple people, and you were like, I'm gonna go with Ashton first, and then I'll come back and we'll knock with some of you other guys later. So we get out in the neighborhood. I wish I could drive back to that neighborhood. It's Kansas City somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I wish I could go back there. I do remember some of the interactions, and I don't know if you do. One weird thing about my career in door-to-door sales, I'll forget conversations that I've had with other people, but I can remember conversations and experiences from 10 years ago. This is 20 years ago.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And I remember
That's crazy. 20 years.
20 years, dude.
You said the year, and then you said the amount of years that it's been since then. And then it started like, wow, that was a long time.
That was a long time ago,
Holy
dude.
Smokes.
We
That's
both
crazy.
had less gray hair, for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe more hair?
I got plenty.
I think. But anyway, I remember we knocked on a few doors. We didn't get really that many rejections. And then we went into this house, and you were smooth as butter. This is how we do it. You gave me a binder with some slicks and contracts, and you closed the deal. I saw it. And you're like, all right, now I need to go be with these other guys. And we were together maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then you're like, I'll pick you up at 9. And so I was like, okay, I'll go figure it out. And I ended up getting 3 more that day. Picked up at 9. You didn't pick me up early, and get 4 on my first day. It was a good day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so how many years? That was at Atlas Marketing. We did Dish Network and some Direct TV. How long were you there? And then where'd you go after that?
I did 3 years at Atlas, and then when the Atlas
Pinnacle
crash happened, I went to Pinnacle for 3 years, and then after.
How was your Pinnacle run? Was that a good run?
Yeah, it was good. I partnered with Luke Toon and I, Casey, and you probably remember this, but Casey Ba, Luke Toon and I all started the same year, and I was the top first-year rep the whole time, and then those 2 guys passed me at the end of the year, that first summer.
Mark was probably throwing deals under Luke's name.
Maybe. And
then Clint Root was probably throwing deals under
Casey.
Casey's name.
So anyway, I went to Pinnacle, and I felt like I had a good experience out the gate. Luke and I partnered together. So I became a regional manager at Atlas, and he was a national sales director. And then when we did alarms, we partnered together, and that was a really good marriage. He was the rabbit, and I was the manager of the team and the systems and stuff. And his rabbit pace really helped us out a ton. So first year I did really good. I got 250 my first year, but no one was talking about it because that year Luke did 550. So it was
his rookie year,
his first year. Wow. Yeah, 552. So mine wasn't really talked about, but
he did 552 at Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he crushed it. So
congrats, Luke Toon. That's
good
great.
job, Luke. So I did that for 3 years, and then I was kind of done with door to door, and I had a couple jobs lined up, and my brother was like, hey, come to San Diego. If you've done door-to-door sales, you can start businesses.
Yep.
Like that's essentially what you are as a business professional. Come down here. I have 18 different ideas. Let's go to lunch, and I'll tell you about them. And I hadn't been on vacation to San Diego for a while, so I said to my wife, let's just go there and and he appeased my brother and go on a little vacation. We sat down. He legit had 18 different ideas. He's an entrepreneur-minded guy. We went through them all. I thought 3 were good. And on the drive home, I said to my wife, I was like, I feel like we're supposed to be here in San Diego. She's like, I have the same feeling. We were supposed to stay. So we got out of door to door. So I did 3 years of satellites, 3 years of alarms, and then started some businesses with my brother. Did a couple things in San Diego for a few years, and then I got back into door-to-door sales in 2014 and have been in solar ever since.
2014 solar?
Yeah.
And then who got you back in?
Luke did.
Luke did again?
Yeah.
What was the phone call like?
He called me, and so I did some business with my brother, and then I did some LED lighting, and I sold a business networking group thing. And he called me, and he said, hey, I trust you more than anybody I know.
This is Luke.
Luke called me and said, well, he said, I'm thinking about leaving alarms and going to solar.
Okay.
And I trust you more than anybody else I know. I want to fly you up to corporate to make sure I'm making a good decision. And I knew he was going to try to recruit me, but I also knew he was making $500,000 plus a year doing alarms, that it would be worth a look if he was going to make that transition. So flew up. At the time, it was Vivint Solar. Fell in love with the business model. I can give you solar panels, doesn't cost you anything, and you pay less each month. Like, everybody wins there.
Sure.
And so fell in love with the model and started at Vivint Solar and was there for 8 months. And then when Legacy started, I had another phone call with Luke, and he said, hey, we're thinking about starting a solar company. And I said, that's a stupid idea. I told him that was a dumb thing to do because there's all this project management and all these things. And he was like, no, we would just sell it and we'd have somebody else install it. I was like, oh, well, that's a good idea. So anyway, I was there at the start when Legacy started.
Are you hire number one essentially?
Essentially.
So, Doug, Luke, you?
Unofficially, officially. They had an assistant, whatever. I'm their first sales guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And loyal all the way through.
I've been there the whole time.
And then how many solar installs have you generated on the Legacy platform, inception to date?
Yeah, and Legacy, I'm over 1,000 in my career when you add in the Vivint Solar alarm systems.
And then
stuff.
I don't keep up. How does that rank? Like, are you top 10, top 5?
Yeah, I don't.
20?
I think I could probably name 5 people that have over 1,000 personal installs.
Let's name them. Who are they?
Dave Madsen.
Who's over at Sunrun, correct?
John Campbell.
Where is that person at? John Campbell.
Or sorry, John Sanders, not John Campbell.
Okay, he's also at Sunrun.
At Sunrun. They've got another guy.
What about Michael O'Donnell? Doesn't he have a lot of installs?
And Michael O'Donnell, yeah.
Okay.
I think. I've never actually asked him, but
He's Sun Solar Solutions?
Sun Solar, yeah. I think Michael's done over 1,000. So Michael, three guys that are at now at Sunrun. And then
that also came through the Vivint Solar channels.
Yeah. And then me. So one of the things I'm like really excited about, I'm at 987 or something like that under the Legacy's umbrella.
Strictly at Legacy.
Oh, wow. So I don't know if those other guys can say that they've done that many with one company, even though Vivint Solar and Sunrun.
And you have enough
bought
in the
them.
pipeline to hit that 13?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're there.
I'm there.
That's cool.
Feels so good.
And don't you have some sort of like minimum thing that you do? There's a number that you always post. I don't know if it's knocking days or sales or, you know what I'm referring to? You even made a hat for it, 26 or something?
Oh, the 28 plus challenge.
Yeah, what is that?
So in February, as I've done sales, so I've been in sales forever, you've been in sales forever. As I've been in it, one of the things that I've noticed with salespeople is they crush it through the year and they basically take December off. I don't care what industry. Lots of sales guys, if they're good, they're like, I'm going to have the holidays with my family. And then they get going in January, but in January there's lots of conferences to kind of get people going, but it doesn't get them going. It just distracts them from actually going. And so I feel like February is a really crucial month for people in sales. And so every year I do and it's a free challenge. Anybody can do it. Last year we had like 140 people that were like pushing for it. And it was a 28 plus challenge where I try to get, and others try to get 28 deals in 28 days. Or last year I expanded it to PR, whatever your best is, like let's go for a record. If you've done 10, then in February you're going for 11. And having a community around it and having some like motivation and drive around it with other people has made it so a lot of people have hit that, and then their years just take off. And it's been cool to have people reach out and be like, hey man, I didn't do it in February and I was mad at myself, so I did it in March, and then the rest of my year was just incredible. Or I didn't do it last year, I'm doing it this year and it's going to be amazing. So that's the 28 plus that I do, in February.
Yeah, that's cool. Tell me, throughout all these years, and you can be as open or as reserved as you choose to be, but what's the thing that you've disliked the most? Because I'm going to ask you what you like the most, but let's start with what you dislike the most from the industry at large.
Sales industry or door-to-door sales?
Let's call it direct to home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can even elaborate into sales too. It's all the same.
It's all the same. Things that I don't like the most is...
What do you dislike the most?
Yeah. Babysitting customers or babysitting sales reps. And most of sales management should not be considered babysitting. So there's management. I'm happy to manage anybody or lead or whatever, right? Like I'm totally down to do that. But when it goes from that to babysitting, then I'm like, man, I don't like this part about it. Or like same thing with like a customer, direct to home customer calls freaking out and they just got some poor information or their grandma told them something and now they're feeling some certain way about it.
Yeah.
But that's part of why you get paid well in sales is you got to deal with, not every customer is going to be like, just here, take my money.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm happy. Whatever happens is fine, you know?
Do you dislike the sales rep end of that more or the customer end more? Which was more distasteful for you? For me, it would be a sales guy. Because it's like, come on.
That's what you signed up for, dude.
That's what you signed up for this thing.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
Yeah. Probably the sales rep.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I have more influence with the sales rep. So the when I'm babysitting, then I can turn that into, if I'm a good leader, into like, hey, let's reframe this.
Sure.
And let me help you to know that things can be a little bit different, and we're gonna try it a different way. And now I'm taking you out of my babysitting, and now I'm putting you back into I'm going to lead and manage you. You know, with a customer, I can't really.
You got to be a lot more massaged.
Do that, right? Like, okay, yeah, I understand. You know, whatever.
And then what do you like the very most? You've been in it for a long time. You still have a lot of energy. You still have a lot of love for the industry at large. Like what keeps you in it, and what keeps you just highly energetic?
Gunning, yeah. I've started a foundational selling system for sales. So some of that is the energy with that is I love. So personally, like it's become my sport. I wrestled in high school and college. I was a national champion. I broke my hand in the semifinals match, and I'm a competitor, right? And sales has become my sport. And there's lots of different types of sales. You don't have to do direct to home sales to have it considered a sport, but it's a really good sport.
It's a good replacement.
Good training
from
ground
what
for
you were used to.
Yeah, for all of that.
Because I'm sure as a wrestler, you just crave that, that arena. You crave that
being in the game.
Yeah, being in the game.
Yep. So it's become my sport, and I think I get asked like, how do you have so much longevity in it? A lot of it is that I've treated it like a game, like a sport. If it stops becoming fun, because sports are fun, I like to win. I also like as much as I don't like wrestling practice, when I get the crap kicked out of me, I know that it's actually really good for me. And if I go against the best guy and he just smokes me, that's good for me. I'm going to get better. There's a lot of positives that come out of that. Same thing with the sell. If I get just my teeth kicked in on a day or a week, I can look at like, dude, my life sucks. This is horrible. I've been working for free for a week. Or I can look at it like, dude, I'm getting way better. I'm finding new opportunities to get better. I thought 20 years of this, I didn't know that I needed to improve on this thing, or remember this thing and do something different. So the thrill of the game and the sport of it is really what I've really enjoyed about it. And then I also sincerely love, and with the customer perspective, I love helping somebody see something that they didn't see before and realize that it is actually better for them to go with my service. Like that's a fun human interaction. I get it with my kids too. Like, hey, this is actually a little better way than what you're doing. And when they get it and see it and not that my way is the right way all the time, right? But like that's a fun experience as well. And then the part of the core stuff, last thing I'll say is helping a new person, a brand new rep. Sales has done so much for me. It's done so much for you. It's done so much for so many people. And if I wouldn't have stuck it out, I would have, I'm sure I could crush it other places, right? You could have gone back to Walmart and crushed it and moved up the chain and whatever. And I'm sure I could do great other places, but if I can be good at sales and if I can stick it and make it past that first year in sales, dude, like the sky is the limit for what I want to do in my life. Do you agree with that? Disagree with that?
100%.
What do you think?
100%. Yeah. My philosophy is this. It's every young person should either go on some sort of service trip or sell direct to home for a few years. And if all of our youth would do that, we'd be in a much, much better place right now.
Much better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I get called to, help out with different companies all the time. And I tell the sales force, I tell them, you have no idea what this experience is providing to you. And you probably won't understand it for years, 10 years maybe.
Yeah.
But the compounding interest of these behavioral economics and all these things that you're learning, it's going to really start paying dividends. So be patient. The twin killers of success are impatience and greed. Stick it out, go through it, embrace the suck. It's par for the course. Learn how to deal with this adversity, because one day you're going to be really grateful that you stuck it out. And even more so now with AI being so prevalent and with IQ being so commoditized.
Yeah.
We need young people that understand EQ, negotiations, salesmanship, customer service, being able to get out of tough situations triumphantly, all that stuff.
Yeah, communication,
and what better
connection.
arena than sports, direct to home, and service.
Yeah.
So,
dude, totally agree with that.
Okay, talk to me now about building teams, recruiting, and some of your leadership philosophies.
So I'm actually...
And then maybe even talk to us about who recruited you, because I know it was from the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So start there and then take us through it.
Brandon Ripplinger. The only guy I lost to my junior year of wrestling was the guy that recruited me to go sell. His dad, I served a mission for my church, and his dad, after I came home, I went and saw him. His dad was like the Utah freestyle wrestling coach. And I went and saw him, and he's like, "Oh, you should go out and sell." So I guess his dad kind of helped recruit me too. "You should go sell with Brandon. He's out selling satellites somewhere." I was like, "I don't know how to sell. I don't know anything about that." He's like, "Oh, you don't need to know how to sell. You just need to know how to work hard. They'll teach you how to sell. And I know you can work hard." I was like, "Yeah, I can work hard." So Brandon came back from the summer, talked to me, and he said, "Hey, look, you can make $20,000 in a summer." And I was thinking, if I can not have to worry, I can make $20,000 in the summer, not have to work, so I can just focus on grades and girls in college. Like, I'm in, And it took a little bit longer than that, but I essentially was in, and then I made $40,000 my first year, doubled, and then didn't go lower than that. But so he recruited me in, and I'm actually not that great of a recruiter. I'm really good at selling. So some people, recruiting and selling is the same, and it's just a different thing. To me, it's not the same, and that's okay. I don't need to be the best recruiter. I feel like I'm a really good leader and builder, manager. I've got a lot of those skill sets, but the recruiting skill set isn't, like, honestly, one of my biggest fortes. But on the leadership end, I really try to live by, when I'm working with reps, is we support that which we help create. So I bring them into an environment where there's high expectations, and I help them understand what the expectations are right away. And if they know that right away, then that's important. But then I also need to show them, so I always match them up with a really solid mentor. In any office, from my perspective, the most important person in the office is not the manager. It's not the regional manager. It's the mentor. Because if the mentor goes in, if I have a Jeff Mendez that goes in and shows me how to close a deal in an hour and a half, then I think I can probably close a deal in an hour and a half. And I go and close 3 more in the next 5 hours or whatever, right? So the mentor is the most important role. So I help them understand there's really high expectations here. And then I give them a mentor that will show them what that looks like. And then I help them feel like it's kind of their idea, right? So if you're always told, this is what we do, this is where you have to be, this is what da-da-da-da-da-da, like we don't operate all that well with a forced mentality or you have to do things. But if I say, hey, like, what is it you want out of this? How do you want to get there? And I'm asking good questions to get them to come up with the idea that, you know what, I should work really hard. That's a good idea. Yeah, you should work really hard. And why do you want to work really hard? Well, because I want to get to X, Y, and Z. Okay, would you be okay? Are you okay with me holding you to what you just said you want? Yeah? Okay. And if I see that your potential is there or more, are you okay with me saying that I don't see you reaching your potential? And they're agreeing with, yeah, man, totally. I want this, right? And they're helping me create it. I'm guiding them to where I want it to go, right? But if I can get people to create their own, them create it with me, and they give me permission to hold them to what we just created, then my job becomes really easy, a lot easier down the road. Instead of if I just say, here, ready, set, go, good luck, no expectations, no mentor to show them how to do it, and not have them be a part of the process, then it's just harder later. You can still fix stuff. You can get a rep and maybe don't do those things up front, and you can still fix it. But that's a lot of my leadership style.
Is that the same way that you sell on the doors too? You make it the customer's idea?
I try, yeah, as much as I can. Hey, you're paying X amount. You're going to buy power anyway, right? You have a fridge, yeah, okay. Would you want to get a discount to keep your fridge plugged in?
So a lot of question-based selling.
Yeah.
So I say this all the time, but sales, it's not about what you say. Do you know what's next?
It's either about what you ask or what you hear.
It's about what you ask.
Yeah.
It's about what you ask. You got to ask the right questions. It's all question-based selling.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. The more the customer feels like it's their idea, the more on board they are with it.
Right.
Another parallel that I use is the Declaration of Independence, right? Who was that written towards?
To the people in the colonies. It wasn't towards
the king.
The king, huh?
It wasn't towards England. It was, we are going to be a free people. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. And then how many autographs? How many people signed that thing?
You know more. I don't know. How many was there?
Take a guess.
50?
56.
56.
Why not one? It's exactly what you said. It's everybody's idea. I own this document. Yeah. I own this oath. I own this declaration. I own this mantra. I own our independence. We're going to go make this thing happen. So as leaders, the more we can have the buy-in of everybody instead of just one solo dictator, one solo leader, that's when beautiful things occur. Yeah. That's when businesses and organizations and teams really, truly scale. You're in it together.
Yeah.
It's better to have a great team than a team of greats. So the way you get a great team, everybody's bought in.
Yeah.
There's no one leader. Everybody's a leader.
Right.
Okay. What's a book? I asked this question quite a bit on the show, but what's a book you're recommending to people right now and why? It could be on any topic. It could be fiction, nonfiction. It could be biography, autobiography.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Chop Wood, Carry Water, and by Joshua Medcalf. And the follow-up to that one is Pound the Stone by Joshua Medcalf. Have you ever read those?
I don't think so.
Those? It's like anybody in sales should read those. That should be.
Repeat those two again.
Chop Wood, Carry Water.
Chop Wood, Carry Water.
Yep. And Pound the Stone.
Pound the Stone. Okay.
Both by Joshua Medcalf.
What do we learn? What's there?
The Chop Wood, Carry Water is so the way he writes is or at least these two books is allegories. He's writing a story about somebody that's going through experiences, and then he has a mentor that's teaching principles along the way. The second book is actually about a guy that does door-to-door sales. So for door-to-door salespeople, it's like this is an experience that this guy's having. But Chop Wood, Carry Water, there's an old adage in, I don't remember which company, Japanese or something, I think it's Japanese, that is, if you have success, chop wood, carry water. If you don't have success, chop wood, carry water. That you always need to do the basic things. In order to heat your home and food and drink, you had to always go chop wood, and you always had to go get water for your family. So if you do really, really well, you still got to do that. If you don't do really well, you still got to do that. So the basics of like, I'm going to be really, I need to make sure, and I don't know it's necessarily in there, but I started living my life by design and realizing, okay, I need to be real intentional about certain areas of my life, and I need to chop wood and carry water around those areas. So people joke, if you follow me on social media, you'll see on Instagram or Facebook that I work out on every Monday. I actually work out 5 or 6 days a week.
Mandatory Monday?
Non-negotiable.
Oh, non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Call it mandatory.
MM. I've loved how I've seen a lot of people use non-negotiable for a lot of other things. So I don't know that I
non-negotiable
trend,
November.
You know, do that.
Mandatory Monday. Just trying to help you.
Non-negotiable Monday morning workout. Because my health was really important. That was one of the areas where I needed to chop wood, carry water, no matter what in my life. And
now, it doesn't mean that you only work out Monday. It's the momentum day.
Yeah, what I realized.
You could also call it Momentum Monday.
Yeah.
I'm giving you some good ideas.
This guy over here.
I'm ready.
He's taking me to the next level.
So the premise is, let me start, right? Let me get it going.
Yeah, what I realized, so with my health, I realized that one of the areas of my life that I really wanted to be consistent and live my life by design was with my health. If I don't have my health, I got admitted to the hospital when I was like 33, and it was a stress-related thing. It wasn't because there was lots of issues, just I was stressed, and it was a good experience for me to realize I needed to focus on my health and make that an important part of my life. And I realized I just started out that I wanted to work out three times a week, and a lot of times I would be in my workout gear, and I would respond to a text message, and then that would turn into an email, and then that would turn into calls, and then it'd be 8 o'clock at night, and I'm still in my workout clothes, and I'm like, I got to put kids to bed, and this is stupid. And if I didn't work out on Monday, lots of times I wouldn't work out on Tuesday, so that would give me 4 days to get 3 workouts in. And what I realized is that every time I worked out on Monday, I usually worked out on Tuesday too. And then I have got 4 days, I just got to get 1 workout in. And my health was so much better when I made sure that I worked out on Monday, that I made a non-negotiable in my life that I have to work out on Monday for my long-term health. It's for my immediate health and for my long-term health, right? And so I started also, again, being intentional about my life. Like, what are the other non-negotiable things that are the most important things in my life? If nothing else went wrong today or right today, if I did these non-negotiable things, it would still be a good day. And I've gotten to a point where before 10 o'clock, or really now before like 9 o'clock every day, I connect with my God, connect with my physical body, connect with my mental state, connect with my wife and with my children, all before 9 o'clock. And so my most sacred hour of the day is from 6:45 to 7:45 when I'm waking up my kids, getting them ready for school. We're having breakfast together, we're bonding, because that's a non-negotiable time. Sometimes, because my work schedule is crazy and busy, that's like my only hour with my kids on some days. But if I'm super intentional about it, if I have a crappy day, but I've connected with God, I've connected with my physical body, my mental state, and my wife and kids, my day is actually already amazing, and I can continue on with my life. And I've hit these non-negotiables. And so I've tried to be intentional around those things. Chop wood, carry water I was already on that path, but then just that simple idea of always needing to do that kind of.
When you mention all that, and there's a lot to unpack there, a lot of great golden nuggets. So please make notes of that, and always remember, knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. Figure out how to apply these things in your own personal life. Make them yours. But chop wood, carry water. I'm sure you know. I know the answer you're going to give me, but. Let's say an alarms or satellite 10, alarms 5, solar 3 or 4, whatever. They hit that on one day. What happens the next day?
Got to get out there and do it again.
But more often than not, what happens after high? There's a low the next day.
Yeah.
Because they're sitting. They
don't go back to even kill. They drop down below.
Yeah. Satisfied needs don't motivate. I had this amazing day, and they have all these highs, and everything was going well. And then the next day, law of averages states you're going to get your teeth kicked in. You're going to get nose again, all this stuff. And you were so used to those successes. And I say this too, success can quite often be a lousy teacher. You have to get back in there and be like, all this momentum again, all this climbing. So, when you talk about chop wood, carry water, I always told my people, no high highs, no low lows.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stay even keel because Every day we're back at zero. So celebrate it for a moment. It's good to celebrate things in life, but you can only celebrate for so long, and you can only be in a lull for so long. You just got to go out there and do the same thing over and over again. It's like the movie Miracle, right? The hockey movie.
Yeah.
U.S., Russia, whatever. Again. The suicides, again. Doors, again. Recruiting, again. Real estate, again. When you fall in love with the boring, when you fall in love with the mundane, when you fall in love with the routine, when you fall in love with chopping wood and carrying water, that's where success comes in.
That's where success is.
It's not in chasing that 1 time or 2 time or 3 time high. It's in the consistent success. And you can see who's coming in and out of the industry, who's still in it, who's successful, and who can actually pivot and build empires on the outside. It's people that chop wood, carry water.
Yeah, they're consistent. That consistent effort over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that.
So in all these 20 plus years, favorite moment, if you have one. If you don't have one, think of one.
I won a Tesla.
You won a Tesla?
Yeah.
A Model 3?
A Model S.
A Model S?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I won a Tesla.
How'd you do that?
It's funny you say the high to highs. I almost said that I had this experience where I got too high, and then a couple weeks later I thought I was bad and should leave, and it was after winning a Tesla. So Legacy had a sales competition for the month of August. It was like pool play, so you had to get out of your pool to move on to September, which was like March Madness, and so you were up against other people across the country, and you were going head to head against them. And then there was a final week that the deals counted from Saturday, nothing on Sunday, and then Monday through Saturday. So a 7-day span. And it was such a amazing experience, man. Yeah. And they blocked out the we could see Saturday, and I think we could see Monday too, and then they blacked it out. And on that first Saturday, I set a new company record and did 10 deals that Saturday. But then I got 0 on Monday. And
high.
Yeah, and a couple other people were there, but there was, I want to say in the final round there was 6 or 8 of us. I think there was 8 of us. And I didn't know it going into the last day, but I was having fun, man. I was like super dialed, super focused. This was before setters. Now a lot of the industry is closer setter model, right? Or setter closer model. And it was, I was all self-gen, but I was dialed, and I'd been telling people about it for a long time. And I had the strategy of getting people bought into the competition, right? It's not about me, it's about you, but let me tell you about something that's going on with me and get them bought into it.
Get them bought in.
And this was in August, I started getting them bought into it. Not that final week, right? But there's a deadline by this day. Anyway, going into it, the last night, I wrote out all my potential people, and I was like, I think I'm going to get 15 tomorrow. And I believe in declaring your goals. I know you believe in that. So I declared it to the whole leadership chat, even the people that knew that I was out there, that didn't know my score or whatever. I didn't know my score either, but were competing against me. And I was like, I think I'm going to get 15 tomorrow. And I woke up early. I did a same day sell at 10:30 at night. A lady that I go to church with, that I knew her kids stayed up late. She had young adult kids that lived in the house. So I texted her in the day, "You're going to be home tonight?" "Yeah, I'll be home." And she got home at 7. "You coming?" You got texted at 9. "Are you coming?" Like, "Yeah, I'm still coming." Knocked on the door at 10:30. Never talked about solar before. Sold her and got out of there. And I sold 16 that last day. I was down by 8 going into it the last day. I didn't know that. And that's probably a good thing.
Oh, wow.
And I actually should have signed 17.
What would have happened? Maybe. Because you just said.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing.
It was probably a good thing, because I would have been playing mind games with myself of like, oh, he has 8, but I have these 15. But if he gets 7, then I would just be thinking about things that were outside of my control. Right? And that's no good. I was focused on what I could control, conversations I could have, places I could be, right? And so anyway, I signed 16. I should have signed a 17 one. There was a guy that he told me he had passed credit, but I didn't get the report back, and it was a weird. It wasn't like the normal credit pull. It was a low credit thing. Anyway, he told me he passed, but I didn't get the notification, and so I didn't. He's like, just process the paperwork. We're good to go. But I didn't, because I didn't want to put in bad business, right, and sign up something that wasn't real. And then Monday I got the notification like 9 a.m. that he had passed, and I was like, freak, dude, I should have. If I lose by 1 cell, I'm going to be so mad. But I won by 4 in the end. But that
so you
was
would have really done 17.
I really should have done this. Yeah, I should be able to say I did 17. But anyway, so I signed him up on that Monday. That was a big. I mean, to win a Tesla. The thing I loved about that was actually more than the Tesla.
It's never about the Tesla.
Yeah, I knew everybody was going to give their best. It wasn't like somebody's going to be like, I don't know if I want to do this competition this time. Like, what? A free Tesla? $90,000 car? What? So I knew it was everybody's going to be their best. And if I won that, then I was the best. Right?
Yep.
A national champion in wrestling twice, once as a sixth grader and then as a junior or as a freshman in college, junior college. I'm the national champion, right? Of at least my company. And it felt pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. People will bleed, sweat, fight, crawl, bite for a hat.
Yeah.
It's not about the hat. It's not about the T-shirt you're winning. It's what you're becoming.
Yeah.
And also, one of our human needs is significance, right? It's that sense of I belong, and I can compete and I'm being recognized.
Yeah.
So, I love the competitions, and they help us discover what we're truly capable of doing. And the ones that really take advantage of it are the ones that can continue with that momentum even outside of a competition.
Yeah.
How long was the Tesla for? Just curious. Was it a lease or?
No, I still drive it.
Oh, it was a full on. Here
Yeah,
you go.
here
That's
you go.
awesome. Well, nice work, Legacy. It
Yeah.
wasn't one of these gimmicky one of your leases. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I
You
got
still
it.
drive it today?
I still drive it today.
How many years has it been?
8 years.
8 years. Holy smokes. That's awesome.
Just keep my cars.
That's when Teslas were first really being like mainstreamed
Yeah,
out.
I bought it 2 days before supercharging for free went away.
Yeah.
And so a mentor of mine, she was visiting, and I was like, I'm kind of a frugal guy. I feel like I'm driving a down payment on a house around. I think I want to sell it. And she was like, wait, you get free gas for the rest of your life with this thing? I was like, yeah. She's like, that sounds pretty frugal to me. I was like, you're right. And I live in California where it's $5 a gallon, and I'm getting gas for free and drive 100 miles a day. So
Love it.
It's worked out.
Okay, what advice do you want to give the industry right now? You got the microphone, you got the viewers, you got the listeners.
Can I honor you first?
You can do whatever you want, brother.
All right.
Just don't make me blush.
Okay. One of the things I want to do is I want to honor you for a minute around your word. Early on in my career at Atlas, you were the vice president. When I first started, then I became a manager, and then I became a regional manager. And I was a little baby regional manager, right? I had five offices, and everybody else had 10 or 15 or something, right? And at one event we had, Chris Monday was speaking. I don't know if you remember that event. We were breaking out into our regions, and you'd said to me, I was like, you had said, hey, do you want to come with do you want me to come to your thing? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, too. I would love it. And I'd forgotten that I had said that. And we broke off, and me and my region went over to the house that we were staying at, and we did our whole thing basically. And then you showed up. You went to some of the big ones first because you were needed and wanted there too. And you showed up, and you basically said to me, I'll always fulfill on what I tell you I'm going to do. And I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, that is such a great way to live. And people got to be careful with their words. So I appreciate you giving me that example 18 years ago or whatever it was, because that's a hard thing for people to do as I've lived longer. And one of the habits that I think just human nature, we want to please people.
Yep.
And some people are worse at being people pleasers than others. But if somebody's like, hey, let's go hang out or whatever, and you're like, yeah, sure. But if you really don't intend on hanging out, like, you should just be like, that's a great idea. We'll have to see, or something. But when you say something and you say you're going to do it, then you should do it. And I just want to honor you for that.
I appreciate that.
Years ago. And that was one experience that I was like, I don't know if Jeff remembers this or not. Do you remember that? No.
I don't.
But there was other times too where, again, your word was, this is what we're going to do, and this is how I'm going to act, and you would do that, and that's such
that. Thank you.
such an important thing.
Okay, appreciate the honor there. What do we want to tell the folks watching, listening to you? And let me set the table. If you don't listen to what Ashton is saying and doing, and if you're not willing to view him as a mentor, you're missing out. I mean, he's been in the industry for a long period of time. It's not just the industry, it's just living life by design in general. So please pay attention to what he's saying. This is a person that I 100% wholeheartedly am willing to say, what this guy is saying, what he's recommending, go for it. Do it, because the proof is in the pudding. He's battle tested. He's not just talking to talk. He's not a BTNA, or he's not a big talk, no action guy. He's a man of his word. He's a man of action and a man of results. So whatever he's going to share now, I would take that advice wholeheartedly and implement it.
Love that. Thanks, Jeff. The thing that I would share is that life is a choice. We get every experience we have, everything that we may think is good or bad, or anything that happens to us, we get to choose in that moment. Viktor Frankl talks about when there's why am I blanking the word? A stimulus, there's a response. And between the stimulus and the response is what we get to choose. And I choose happiness and love. And I think everybody should. Because there's lots of opportunities to think the world's against you, or this guy's intentions were bad, or you can blame a lot of things if you want to in this world. There's a lot of crap going on. Or you can choose to be positive about it and move forward in a loving and positive way. And that lines right up with your live life by design, right? And each time I have a stimulus happen, I get to choose what happens next. Every single time. A stewardess on the airplane spills somebody else's soda on my lap. I could freak out. I could be really mad about it. I could yell at the stewardess. I could say to the person next to me, why'd you get Coke? Now it's stained my whatever. I could do a lot of things, or I could have that experience and smile and realize that was just an accident. I'm gonna have wet pants for a little bit, and they're gonna smell like Coke. I get to choose every single time. Every single time there's some sort of stimulus, I get to choose what's next. And some people might call that delusional. Like, dude, you're not living in reality. Like what that example, that actually royally sucks. I mean, your underwear's wet, your pants gonna be wet for a little while. Like, yeah, those things are also, that's also real. That I could look at that way, but I choose to smile, and I choose to be positive, and I choose to extend love and grace. I've had that extended to me, right, over and over and over again, and so the advice is that you get to choose wisely.
Love that.
Choose in a good way.
Love that. I believe in that wholeheartedly. And it reminds me of this saying, and I think it's the Stoics that believe in this, and I follow Stoics. Very studiously.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But it basically says that all cruelty stems from weakness. And if you really unpack that, you look at all the cruelty that we've seen in the world, or these wars, it's not because I'm stronger than you, or some people use peace by strength, but really love is the answer.
Yeah.
And obviously, you get a lot of politics and all these other things involved. But at the end of the day, if you really unpack it, if you really peel back the onion, a lot of it's just weakness.
Yeah.
And that's where cruelty sets in. Why would you be cruel to a person, a lady in this instance, doing her job? She made a mistake, spilled a soda on your lap. Like, you have to be a pretty weak individual to get upset at that situation.
Right.
So anyway, just as we're going through that stimulus and that response, be thinking of that example that was just presented, and remember the saying, most often than not, cruelty spawns or begins from some sort of weakness. So if you're a really cruel person, you're probably a very weak person. you're not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool if you get upset and you're like Mr. Macho all the time.
Yeah.
Like love is the real superpower.
Yes. Dude, I talked about that today. Love's my superpower. And that's how I choose to, that's my choice. When I'm talking about this, life's a choice. I choose to respond with love because that's the best way.
Beautiful. So do you have any other, as we're unpacking this, what other stories? I'm sure you have at least one more you want to share.
Yeah.
With stimulus response.
Yeah. So one of the proudest moments of my life was when my daughter kicked me in the face with a ski. That doesn't sound like a proud.
Why in the world would that be?
But I remember I way back in college, when I was a freshman in college, I heard this story and it was so impactful to me. And I'll get to it with the ski thing. This friend of mine said that his youth leader at church was trying to get a kid to come with them on anything, and they finally came with him on a camp out. And the leader had all of his stuff in the back, and they were going boating. He had his sleeping bag, his tent, all of his clothes in the truck of the bed of the truck, and he let this kid drive the truck after they took the boat off the ramp. The kid put it in reverse instead of drive, and he just soaked all of this guy's stuff. It was everything soaked, 0 things dry. And then the kid realizes it, and he puts it in drive, and he drives out. And this kid is obviously going to be pretty nervous that he just did this to this guy.
Sure. And
this guy thought, and he just laughed about it, and he responded with love. And he said later to my friend, he said, if I would have yelled at that kid, do you think he would ever come back?
Right.
If I was like, why did you do that? And he would never come back.
And guess what? The kid already
felt bad.
He already yelled to himself.
Yeah.
So really quick, it's like, I help some of these youth soccer teams, etc. And I'm like, guys, you need to be there for your brother. If your brother just screwed up on the back line and let a pass go through, and you're yelling at him like, you just let a pass go through, guess what? That guy that just let the pass go through is the first one to know that happened. You don't need to reiterate it. Just say, hey, it's all good. We got you. I got your back. We'll get him next time. Something like that.
Yes.
But anyway.
Love it. Yes. That exact thing. So that experience stuck with me, that this guy, he was, by the fire. He was trying to dry out his clothes, and he didn't yell at this kid. And I don't know if the kid kept coming to activities or not. I don't know the rest of that story, but I just know how he acted. And I had decided that as a dad, I was going to act that same way to my kids. That if they ever did anything wrong or bad, and
I wish you'd have taught me this years ago.
It happens all the time where they'll do something stupid or, whatever. It just happened to me on Sunday. I can't remember what it was, but I out loud, I smiled, I laughed, and I said, sometimes it's hard to be a dad. That's what I said out loud to, what are you talking about? But anyway, I was skiing with my second oldest daughter, and we were going down the hill, and she got stuck. And she got stuck with her skis out, right? And she couldn't get her skis unlodged. They were just stuck. We were going down this hill, and I'm like, go like this, and then we're going to go French fry down to Uncle Tyler. And, I was trying to get her to do it, and she couldn't do it. And I was like, all right, I'll come and help you. And as I leaned down, one of her ski comes unlodged and smacks me right across the face. At the time I had Invisalign, and I think it saved me from losing some teeth. But I had a slice on my lip, on the inside and outside of this. I mean, a ski, if you just drop it from an inch on you, that little corner, that kind of hurts.
Oh, yeah.
This was coming 100 miles an hour, smacked me right on the face. And I go, poof. And then I could have yelled at my daughter. I could have done a lot of things. And I took it, and I looked up, and I was like, are you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, well, go. Why don't we do some French fries down to Uncle Tyler? And I'm sucking the blood that I just got my teeth messed up and my lip. And I just smiled, and I was calm. And I helped her go down to Uncle Tyler. And I kind of stood there for a second, and I kind of gained my composure again. I went down by my brother, and he was like, dude, are you okay? I was like, yeah. Did you see that? He's like, yeah, you just got crushed, man. Are you really? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But I was so proud that the habit and the skill and the choice, that the instant, I didn't yell, I didn't, I mean, I think I maybe said ow, but it was just instant love and compassion. And because I had been working on this muscle of stimulus response, and that's how I wanted to act and how I want to act with everybody. I want to act particularly that way with my children. But if you did the same thing to me, I want to do the same thing, right? Or
it's not easy.
Or that stewardess. It's not easy. But if you can live your life that way, dude, life is just so much better when you're expressing love. So
yeah, because what's so interesting is one reaction, if somebody else does it to you, oh, this guy's a punk. Like, I was able to do that to him, and he didn't react in any harsh way. Like, I can do it again to him,
Yeah.
Like this guy's a pansy. Or it shows a superpower. It's like, holy cow, that guy is so strong that he reacted the way in which he did. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, listen, I as you're telling the story, I look back at instances in which I reacted a certain way with my kids that I'm sure I'm not proud of. But over time, I've gotten way better. Like, my wife tells me this all the time. I'm a completely different person.
That's amazing.
And it's for the better.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes you just have to... sometimes I'm a really slow learner. So anyway, just hearing...
And it's hard, and life experience is like good, right? Like dang, I could have done that differently. Next time I will.
Yeah,
right?
No doubt.
You can learn from that.
And where we learn, and I say this all the time, but tough moments or failure, it's the condiment that gives life its flavor. Like, it's just part of it. And if you expect everything to be easy, you're not really living.
Yeah.
You're not really.
And you'll have a pretty hard life.
You will. And you're not enjoying what life really has to bring if everything is just mundane and easy. Okay, last question for you. So I give you a box, and I don't know if you've heard this question before on my show.
I just listened to Doc Gooden.
Did I ask him the question?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so you probably were preparing for this. So here's this box,
I actually
Ashton.
didn't prepare much. I just barely listened to it.
Yeah. Did you like him growing up as a pitcher?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And where he got his name, Doc, and all that. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I always loved watching him and Darryl Strawberry.
Darryl Strawberry, yeah.
But in the box is everything that Ashton Buswell has lost over the last, how old are you?
43.
43 years of your life. Tangible things, not figurative things, just tangible, like objects. So I give you this box. You've lost a lot of things. You've misplaced a lot of things throughout your 44 years, you said?
43.
43 years of life, sorry. Box is on your lap. You have it. What do you look for first? What's in this box that you're like, I got this back?
Two things, man. My Book of Mormon from my mission is like my most sacred.
You lost it?
No, I haven't lost it. Are you saying anything?
You have to have lost it.
I was going to give you my two things that I still currently have. I actually don't know if there's anything that I lost that I would be clamoring over. I don't know.
Nothing there?
Nothing there.
Okay, so let me switch up the question for you. I ask this one all the time too. In fact, I'll switch this last one up. And I actually asked this earlier today on another episode. But there's got to be some sort of gift or some sort of contribution that Ashton Buswell can provide to the world. But for some reason, you're not providing it. And I'm going to challenge the viewers to ask the questions for themselves too. So there's a lot of introspection here, and it's vulnerable. But there's something that potentially your pride or time or some sort of way of thinking is not allowing Ashton to provide this gift to humankind, if you will. If you were to think about it, what would that be?
I've thought about that. Part of it's like more love in the world. You may have noticed, others may have noticed that I've ramped up my social media stuff the last 6 months. A lot of that has to do with I feel like I've got more to give. There's more of me that I can give. And not that I have everything figured out, because I don't have everything figured out. But the world, I feel like I've been blessed with a lot of really good things. And a lot of really, I feel like I've got a lot of intentional things in place. I've got a loving wife and a great family, great relationship with God, great work life. I've got a lot of things that a lot of people would want, and a good mentality. And I want more people to have that. I see a lot of the world struggling with some things that they don't need to struggle with. It could be forgiveness. Like I see family members, not my immediate family, but I see families where there's families that brothers that work together for years and now they hate each other and they don't ever talk. I'm like, somebody forgive somebody. You're missing out on so much. And so what I have, I said earlier today that my superpower, I was talking to a friend, my superpower really is love. Like I was a bishop at church for a little while, and I told everybody in my congregation that I doubt there's ever been a bishop that has loved you more than I love you. Even if one of your bishops was one of your dads, like it would be close. Just because of the love that I have for humans, the love that I have for people, what I have been shy to do. Because who am I? Who am I? Just, a regular guy. I've had some success. I've done some good things, but who am I? The imposter syndrome of like, why put yourself out there? And I've thought, no, dude, like, why not me? And if I can impact somebody, the best messages that I get, on my phone, I have a little, what I call a feel good journal. And if somebody sends me a nice message, I'll screenshot it and I'll put it in my feel good journal. And when I go back there and I see one person's life impacted by something that I've said or something that I've shared or an example that I've been in some way, like that just fills me up so much. And I want to give more of that to the world. I want to be a influence for good in the world. And so I'm on my path to do that now.
Love it. I've got nothing more to add. That's the show. That's a wrap. Much love. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Ashton, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for coming all the way from California. Thanks for all the love you've shown throughout all the years, all the friendship. It means a lot to me. And even though we don't see each other as often as we would both like, it's always great seeing you. Always. And it feels like, we were
Back
hanging
in the
out
Atlas days.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And that's true friendship. Much love to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks
That's the
for
show.
having me.